I got you into a Remington party. What's my thanks? It's on the hallway carpet. I got paid in puke. Lick it up, baby. I got paid in puke.
Welcome to Paid in Puke, the podcast where we discuss female-driven films through an inclusive feminist lens, with the help of the 1988 film Heathers. Paid in Puke is hosted by Jessica Baxter, Amy Green, and Christina Barr. It's also a spoiler-filled free-for-all. You've been warned. Welcome to Paid in Puke podcast. Today we're talking about Mary Bronstein's 2025 dramatic comedy, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Written by Bronstein and with contributions from Rose Byrne on the script.
Mommy, the bathroom has water in it. Go quickly!
I try very hard to be in control of her and everything, but may as well not even be there at all.
I don't like how it feels on my sock.
Just stay there, okay? Just hold on.
How deep is it? Are we gonna die? Is the house gonna fall on top of us? Mommy!
Hey, we just got home, and you would not believe.
We are out of time. I have another patient coming, so...
Wait, now? What about the 10-minute warning?
Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention.
You didn't respond to the email that I sent you about my dream.
I don't respond to my clients' dream emails.
I know you have a lot on your plate, but she's getting better, and the rest of it is totally temporary. You need to be a team. This whole...
I know. The problem with that logic, though, is that I'm not a housewife. I work, too.
Oh,
I can see you now.
You've missed the last few weeks of family sessions.
I told you what happened. Our entire ceiling fell down, and we're living out of the hotel.
Yes on these, but no on the wine.
But it isn't even 2.
It's 1:58. By the time I ring these up, it will be past 2.
Yo, Crazy Pants. I was gonna partake in surfing the web for some things that I'm into.
What kind of stuff? I'm supposed to know how to fix this. I'm supposed to know how to fix her.
What is it you think it's your job to fix?
I'm asking you what I'm supposed to do. Can you hear me?
I would like you to get a good night's sleep.
Whatever. This isn't supposed to be what it's like. This isn't it. This can't be it. Everything is under control.
The film stars Rose Byrne and Conan O'Brien, A$AP Rocky, Christian Slater, and Bronstein herself as the judgmental Dr. Spring who really, really, really wants to reassess the level of care. Plus the mostly disembodied voice of Delaney Quinn, who plays Linda's ailing daughter. I'm Baxter.
I'm Amy.
I'm Christina.
If I Had Legs is Bronstein's semi-autobiographical story of a woman on the brink. Linda is a psychotherapist with a full schedule and a young daughter with an eating disorder who requires nightly supplemental nourishment through a feeding tube and participation for both of them in a daily hospital program. And Linda's husband, Charles, is away for extended periods of time on work. He's like a ship's captain. Some people were like he works on a cruise ship, and some people thought he worked on a naval ship based on his outfit.
Military.
Yeah.
Either way, he's on a boat far away for long periods of time. Things escalate when their Montauk apartment is flooded after the ceiling collapses, leaving a dark, gaping, wet hole that seems to double as a physical manifestation of Linda's trauma from helping the doctors insert the feeding tube. Linda and her daughter must relocate to a nearby motel, and she has to be in the same room as the machines all night, every night, which tests her limits and deprives her of sleep. This was Bronstein's first movie since her 2008 debut, Yeast, and she also, somewhere in that time, got a master's degree in psychology. Editor's note. From a 2025 Vogue interview with Mary Bronstein, quote, "I earned 2 graduate degrees, one in psychology and one in a specialized field working with sick and disabled children. I worked for many years in New York City's public hospitals," unquote. And the time period of her life that this is based on is when her husband was in New York shooting Uncut Gems. Interesting.
Good Time. The movie Good Time.
Oh, it's the movie Good Time? Okay.
The thing I read was like she was the one who had to relocate.
Oh.
They lived in New York. He was shooting in New York, but whatever was going on with their daughter had such specialized treatment that she had to go to LA with her daughter and stay there for like 8 weeks or something.
Oh, okay.
They were in a hotel, but there wasn't like a hole in the house or anything.
Yeah.
But that's why they were in a hotel, because they were away from home.
I know it's just inspired by events. Like some of the interviews I read, she was saying how some things like the hamster thing was actually like wish fulfillment. They ended up having this hamster for a long time and the hamster drove her crazy. And so obviously things were changed, but I just thought it was interesting that it's compared to Uncut Gems a lot because of the high stress.
Oh, okay.
But I guess if he was shooting but Good Time is also
Good
high
Time
stress.
is also very stressful.
Really stressful. So that's just
like
the
a
vibe.
much more likable protagonist.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom. Why so tense?
What are your impressions of the movie? Amy, do you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, I think the three of us are coming from three different places.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love Rose Byrne in it. For me, it is, even though I am a mom myself, like, it's not relatable to me, like, virtually at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And some of that is because, like, I just have always had easy kids, you know? But I also feel there's a lot that she does. Like, she's so tied up with her child's illness being a reflection of her. Like, to the extent that it's a detriment to her child, you know? And, and it's funny because, like, I don't really see the doctor as, like, judgmental. She's taking it so personally. If she doesn't gain weight, then that means what we're doing isn't working.
I'm on your side here. Okay, I'm going to be frank. We need her off of it as soon as possible for her to remain here. And to do that, she needs to gain faster.
Okay, well, but we have until next week, right? The 50-pound goal.
No. We do weigh-ins every morning. She's not going to make the goal.
Because the goal you set was impossible. We were set up to fail. It's unrealistic.
We're going to have to reassess the level of care.
What does that mean?
Well, we can discuss it in our meeting.
I think it's just great, though. Like, I'm not even saying this as a hot prop. Like, she's such a frustrating character. Like, it's funny. My sister and I just went to Bridesmaids the other day. And same thing, where it's like that main character is really getting in her own way a lot. You know?
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot. I'm interested to hear from both of you because I feel like, what is this movie to someone who, like, doesn't have kids or, like, that's living in their world, you know? Like, what are they getting out of it? Or someone who's dealt with kids who really have some issues and, like, how is it possible to not internalize that, you know? Because it's like your children are always a reflection of your parenting, right?
Yeah.
I really like it. I hope that she, like, doesn't wait 8 years or 18 years. When's the last time she made a movie? Like,
I know, 2008. One thing that occurred to me, like, this was my third time watching it. And the first time watching it, I think I was just so elated by seeing a character like this portrayed. I mean, there is, like, an empathetic way that she's portrayed, but you're just in her viewpoint. Like, you don't see anything except her face and what she sees. And then, like, the disappointed faces staring back at her or whatever, you know? And I know that when you're in that sort of state of panic and sleep deprivation and depression and anxiety and all of the things that are culminating, it's just impossible not to put all of those things onto everybody when they're, like, mirroring it back to you.
Chaos is what killed the dinosaurs, darling.
So at the start of the movie, she's definitely stressed out and she's sad in this therapy appointment. I have a kid with, not to this degree, but a kid who's definitely like, the sauce is weird and it's the same sauce every time, like all those sorts of interactions.
Did you get the kind with no cheese?
I can't explain this to you every time, sweetie. They would just laugh at me and say it's bread, okay?
Is it the kind with the little green and black things in the sauce?
It's the same kind we always get.
That kind that has the things in the sauce. I can't eat it.
It seems like the kid just making up reasons not to eat things. And you have to eat or you'll die. So it does get very dire and stressful. But she and her daughter are kind of laughing on the way home. And then they have the pizza thing. Like, are you a witch? And they laugh about it.
Oh. You got your wish. No cheese. Did you will that to happen?
Yay.
Are you some kind of witch or something?
And then they get home and she's absentmindedly stuffing pizza into her mouth and asking her daughter to go to the bathroom. And she's like, I don't have to go. But then she gets there and she did have to go. And you kind of see these interactions of like, this is how it is every day. She's been accustomed to this. And then the ceiling falls in and it's like, okay, that's too much now. Like that whole thing about like, God only gives you what you can handle is such bullshit because it's like, no, there's definitely a too much for people.
Right.
And for her, that's too much. And then Yeah, it just occurred to me on this watch, it jump cuts to a month later. She's been living in this hotel for a month. Mm-hmm. So even though it seems like a real fast escalation, we're seeing her on a really bad day a month later. And maybe she's had this same conversation with Dr. Spring over and over again, and Dr. Spring's like, I'm so annoyed because I can't explain this to you any more times. But for us, it's the first time we're hearing it, and it seems like it's the first time she's hearing it. I don't know, there's just all sorts of things going on. Basically, I don't defend everything she does, but I understand exactly why she does everything she does, if that makes sense. Kind of like with The Lost Daughter and Olivia Colman, where it was like, yeah, she did some fucked up things, but I also kind of understand how she got there, you know?
What is your damage, Heather?
What about you, Christina?
Oh, I love this movie. I've never seen a character like this or portrayal of motherhood like this. I thought it was brilliant, and Rose Byrne was amazing in it. I mean, even though I don't have kids, I felt like I was dropped into her world, and you can really see how tired she is as the movie progresses. Like, you can see just how relentless every day is. And then there are just things added on top of that, like with her patient leaving her baby, her new baby, dropping that on her. I didn't feel like there was another character in that movie that was able to really, like, be with her and have her feel like she's not alone. Mm-hmm. The husband is offer, like, tactical support that, like, ostensibly will make things better for her, like, with the ceiling. And I just got a sense of how alone she was. And then for me, like, the perspective of the hole in the ceiling, like, you see in the beginning, it is this really ominous deep hole, and it's like dumping water. And there's other perspectives when you go back and see the hole, and it's like maybe what another person would see.
Yeah, it kind
not
of
what
morphs
she was
a
seeing.
little bit. Yeah.
So I like that warped perspective, because when you are in crisis and have so much going on, like, every little thing is just so much more magnified. Yeah. And it's like you're in a different reality. And, like, somebody else will see it and be like, just do this, just, you know. And I love the different perspectives and, like, how it showed your reality can be the way you perceive things. Like, she was, like, in crisis the whole time.
I try very hard to be in control of her and everything, but may as well not even be there at all.
Well, perception is reality, so...
Also, I don't get sad.
You seem sad right now.
I can be sad. I mean, I'm allowed to be sad, right?
Well, of course. But you must know that this is all tangled up together, and you of all people should know.
I know. But this isn't how things are gonna get better.
And then there were, like, these allusions to other stories of people in the news that, like,
women
harm
who
children.
snapped,
or the one that was the most chilling to me was the woman in the, I guess she's, like, in a police station or whatever, and she's, like, talking about putting something around your neck to not, I can't remember the millstone or something.
Yeah, the Andrea Yates one.
I wondered if that was her.
You mentioned a aphorism from the Bible about a millstone. Would you say what that is?
And it's better to tie a stone around your neck and throw yourself in this sea than cause the other one to stumble.
Okay. What were you trying to accomplish when you did take your children's lives?
It really made me, like, think about all of those stories. Mental illness, when things get really bad, like, really bad things happen.
Yeah.
It felt so real. Like, I felt her point of view. I thought it was really interesting to see things in the world, like, especially with the whole. And then you understand, like, how people turn to drugs, too.
Yeah, totally.
It gets that bad. She's wanting to go to this, like, out-of-body, like, liminal space where there's no feeling of guilt.
You know about holotropic breathing? Basically, you trick your brain into thinking it's dead, and you see the fucking universe. You know what I'm saying? So you won't feel with paranoia and guilt. Something's wrong. When you die, they say you let off this chemical, and when you're dreaming, you let off the same chemical. It's sort of like that. You know, you make your brain think it's dead, but being brain dead is still alive.
She's trying to do this like meditative enlightened breathing, and then it just takes her like right straight to her trauma place, which like that was a relatable moment for me. It was like, go deep within yourself and try to find peace, and it's like, actually within myself is not peace. Like I need to find the peace somewhere else.
Well, I think her patient like really gets at something when she's like, I can't leave him with the sitter because there was a story about the sitter who killed the baby, and then it's like, but guess what? There's also a story about a mom who killed her baby. So it's like, you know, that just sums up an anxiety of parenthood is like, I'm responsible for this child's life, you know, and it's like, well, what if I left them with someone else and they hurt them? But like, what if someone left them with me and I hurt them?
Yeah, like that baby was so little too. That also kind of dawned on me this watch was that baby is still in that part before it smiles and like really interacts with you. It's still just like crying and you're feeding it, and obviously her husband sucks. And then also it really occurred to me this time like how parallel their stories are, and the patient even says it. Christina, is her name Christina or Christine? Caroline, yeah. She's even like, I thought you were like me, and I think she is, because it's like, she's like, will you please just listen to me? I have all these fears. And Linda's like, well, you just need to get rest. You need to do this.
When you're having these feelings of deep panic at home with Riley, just put him in his crib or carrier or somewhere safe and draw a bath. Just breathe until your heart isn't racing anymore. Come out, get dressed. Start the day over again. Put on some real clothes.
And when her therapist says that to her, she's just like, you're not fucking listening to me.
No one will tell me what to do. I'm supposed to know how to fix this. I'm supposed to know how to fix her.
I would like you to get a good night's sleep.
So would I, but I'm asking you a thing, an actual thing, a problem to fix, that I need help with this. Am I supposed to just sit around and watch her fail and this is just going to go on forever? What do I do?
And it's just so interesting how these cycles perpetuate when people are in crisis. Like, no one wants to actually step in and help. They just want to be like, okay, you got to get yourself together, bitch, you know? However they say that.
Yeah, and that scene where she's trying to talk her patient into, like, taking care of herself. I thought maybe she can't, like, really go there with, like, relating to her, like, openly or something. Like, maybe she would just fucking lose it. And
she definitely doesn't want to see that they're alike. That's not going to help her.
Or maybe she's just not able to. I mean, who knows? I just thought that was interesting. She couldn't be there for her patient in a way that she would want her therapist to be with her.
These feelings that you're experiencing, they're very, very, very scary. Very dark. And that's why you need to keep moving. You need to keep going. You need to be busy. You can't sit inside the fear and doubt and scariness.
Yeah. I don't think any therapists were helping anybody, which is interesting.
What is it you think it's your job to fix?
Each day's supposed to be 2,500 calories in, compensating for her resting rate of 1,800 calories burned. That's got to be at least 80% of each meal for 7 days, plus the tube, and that's if she just lays still all day.
And then also this time reminded me of when my first baby was really little. He was really colicky, and my husband worked at Amazon. He was there like super late every day, and my baby would start crying at like 2 p.m. and wouldn't stop until my husband got home, and it would be like 7 p.m. and all of that wears on you. And then this is like a pretty common thing for a lot of men, is they are like, well, what do we got to do to fix the problem? And they skip right past the thing that some people, myself, need, which is to acknowledge this is fucked up.
Exactly.
Like, just please tell me that you see that this is hard, and not just like, well, you need to do this or this or this. Don't give me a list of things to do before you acknowledge my pain, please, that it's real. Like, she keeps begging people to be like, the hole is real. Did you see the pictures? Look at the hole. I need you to, she even says it where she's like, I really need you to see this hole. I think she says to Conan. And then at the end, when it's fixed, and the husband, she's like, did you see it though? And he's like, oh yeah.
Did you look at it? The hole? Did you see it? Did you see anything?
Oh yeah, no, it was not fixed. Now it's fixed.
But it's like that whole time, he never said, oh yeah, that's big. He never said that. He was just like, you gotta call these guys. You gotta do this. You gotta go back there.
I'm working, all right? I'm dealing with a lot of assholes. You have no idea. And I cannot do anything about what's going on there from here. You need to be a team. You have to go there today and check in and let them know that this whole...
I know. The problem with that logic, though, is that I'm not a housewife. I work too.
And again, like, she's not at her best. She's really, really hurting and really struggling, and I think she just wanted some validation, and she wasn't getting any. She was just getting people being like, you gotta take care of it.
There's so much dismissiveness of her
Yeah.
from multiple characters, too.
Yeah.
I think she's really trying to be open to whatever suggestions she's getting. Like with the husband, when they're at the hotel, he's like, don't they have a pool? Why don't you just have a margarita?
The ceiling will get fixed, I promise. The sky's not falling. None of this is your fault. I love you.
I'm sorry. I love you too.
What's so bad about a hotel anyway? Or while you're there, take advantage of the pool. They got a pool, right? You always said you wish you had a pool, so now you have one. Why don't you go, you do some laps, lounge a little, get a floaty, kick back, get a couple of margaritas.
But that's not it,
Yeah.
Like, that's not gonna help her.
Yeah.
But
it's like they don't know each other well enough. Like, he should know that that's not how she operates. She's not like, let's find the sunny side of this situation. It seems like they, as a couple, don't know how to talk to each other about problems. And maybe they, like, didn't have a lot of problems before they had a child. I don't know.
Well, or maybe before their child had this crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Like what they're dealing with is like kind of an outlier situation of parenthood,
Yeah, that's true.
He's definitely not hands-on, sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for this movie part.
There was some line from him about, like, we agreed that I would take this job and do this. And I'm sure, again, that's all true, that they agreed that this would happen, and she was like, I can take care of it, but then that doesn't change the reality of it being a lot harder than she thought it would be.
Right, like, they're both right, you know, I mean, like, when it's like, oh, he's at a baseball game, it's like, what difference does it make to her? Like, he's away, you know what I mean? It's not going to make a difference in her life if he doesn't go to the baseball game while he's away. He's still not there, but I can also see where, like I said, I don't really relate to much of anything, but, when my kids were little, my ex-husband worked a lot and traveled a fuck ton for work, and sometimes it's like, you went out to dinner. You got to eat with two hands,
Where are you? What? I can hear something weird.
Yeah, Dad, I'm catching a game. It's a little loud.
That must be nice, huh? Doing things yourself. What's that like?
Hey, you want to switch places? All right, I'll go sit on my ass on day therapy. I'm sorry. I mean, sit on my butt, listening to people whine, and you can captain this this stupid boat, okay? Listen, I'm allowed to do things on my time off. Jesus Christ.
Time off. Oh, okay. Daddy has to go now.
If he didn't go out to eat, it doesn't actually have an effect on me. Yeah, I still am not eating with two hands when I had a newborn, but...
Right, like there's no way he could have involved you in it, but it still sucks that you weren't able to do that.
Yeah, just hearing about it.
Yeah.
I would be upset.
Jealous much?
I remember feeling that way too. Again, with Burgers at Amazon, I'd be like home all day alone with the baby, and then he'd be like, oh, I tried this great pho place in the ID, and I'm like, cool. And that was before you could have food delivered, really, like any food. It was pretty much just pizza. And pizza is, at least in movies, is sad food, it seems like. Whenever I really loved the joyless shoving the pizza in her mouth. I haven't been there in a long time, but I definitely have been there. And then when she rolled up the cheese and put it in her mouth, that was a different thing because I can't eat cheese like that anymore, and I want to so bad, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Very satisfying.
Yeah, like when she takes the peanut butter cups or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like she really just needs something, She needs...
Yeah.
There's a lot of metaphor, she's trying to fill a hole. She's trying to fill hole, the hole in her child, the hole in, Like, it's heavy-handed, I think, in a great way, especially, the very, very obvious foreshadowing of, oh, she's going to pull that tube out. Like when the doctor's like, oh, it's not a procedure at all. It's just the doctor just pulls it out.
You know what I would love and think would be so good is if we could get a date on the calendar for the surgery. We can all work towards something.
It's not a surgery.
The tube removal? Well, procedure? Whatever you call it.
It's not a procedure either. When it's time to remove it, the doctor just pulls it out.
They could just pull it out? What happens to the hole?
It closes up on its own.
Oh.
It wants to close up.
And it's like...
You see that in her mind. You're like, yeah. And then when it's actually happening... That's the kind of thing, too. It didn't occur to me until the most recent watch that there was probably a lot of stuff that was heightened for her. Like, that tube couldn't have been that long.
There's no way that tube was that long.
No, yeah.
Twice the height of her own child.
Yeah. And, hole couldn't have been that fleshy, and it couldn't have been, like, oozing white liquid like that.
When it first breaks down, it totally looks like the pizza cheese falling off the pizza. Like the way the insulation is hanging around it. It's very cool, yeah.
I can imagine it probably if you're pulling it. Like, that's another cool perspective of, like, it must feel like.
I'm sure it feels that way,
forever,
especially because she's like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, what's gonna happen? Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Tube pulling cinema.
And it was I feel like it's kind of a horror movie.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, even the cover looks like an 80s horror, or, the poster.
Yeah, the font in the credits.
Oh, yeah. And then it's so haunting with the credits, and it's just the waves.
Yeah. One interview she said, she was like, obviously David Lynch, big influence, but she also mentioned Michael Haneke.
Oh, okay.
And that made a lot of sense to me.
What did he do?
He's Funny Games.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. It looked,
Which is kind of like, it's like
brutal.
horror in a mundane place.
Mm-hmm.
And extremely terrifying, but mundane at the same time. Like, I feel like that's a lot of this movie. Like, she's parking her car, and it's the horror of, like, I've got to get this kid out of the car before the guy comes over. And again, that was another thing where I thought about it. Was like, at first I'm like, God, this fucking guy won't leave her alone. But then I'm like, well, yeah, it is really annoying when you double park. And he probably has told her 1,000,000 times and whatever. But then later on, she parks the car like he asks her to, and she's sitting in the car having a conversation. But he already hates her so much that he's like going to push this other rule on her.
Yeah.
Come on, hold on.
No sitting idle in vehicles. Please move the car or yourself.
I have a right to sit in my car without you harassing me.
What?
Yeah.
Are you talking to somebody?
Yeah, there's this creep. He harasses me. He's obsessed with me. He's back at my window wanting something.
To leave the parking lot or get out of your car!
Oh my God, are you serious?
I will call the police!
Yeah. Call the police. Call the police.
Like, doesn't sound like a rule. Like, you're not allowed to sit in your car when it's parked, right? But like, he was just like, I just hate you and I want you to leave my parking lot at any point. But it's like, we don't see all of the history. We only see her perspective. So, I don't know. It's interesting. There's so much going on. And like with the receptionist at the hotel, who obviously can't stand her.
Well, I think that the receptionist is just a bitch. I mean, I feel like, if you're not someone who takes stuff personally, it's like she can't stand her, or she can't stand, like, ringing people up at 2 a.m. with her shitty job, I mean, I'm sure she's like that to, like, pretty much everyone.
Yeah. I noticed when she walks in, you hear the receptionist say, "This fucking bitch," but you don't see her say it, so I wonder if that was in her head, like, that's what she thinks when she sees me coming, that sort of thing.
Right. Well, I definitely think she has, like, an inflated sense of self in general, that, like, she's projecting stuff onto other people. She's, like, to the parking lot, like, you're obsessed with me. It's like, I doubt it, Like, I doubt that people have, like, really strong feelings about you. But also, this thing with her daughter, like, she feels so personally responsible for it, you know? Like, I think that's totally messing up her whole sense of self so much that she thinks, okay, this is my fault, and her not gaining weight is a reflection on me, and now everybody hates me about it, and everybody thinks I'm a bad mother. Like, I think in general, people you barely know or strangers are, like, not really thinking about you that much, Like, it would be weird for a stranger to have strong feelings about you. Like, it's almost as inflated as being like, this total stranger loves me. It's like, I mean, that's like the flip side of acting like a total stranger hates you.
Yeah.
They're probably not thinking about you at all, or like certainly not to the extent that she thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the parking attendant thinks about her at least once a day because she's there every day, and he sees her and is like, oh, she's gonna do the thing I hate.
But then she keeps doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like then it's just hard not to internalize that when you're already in such a vulnerable place.
Yeah, like she wakes up in the middle of the night because like that machine is screaming at her basically. The bag is empty. Even like that kind of thing.
It makes all kinds of horrible sounds.
I've definitely been through that with not my child, but like my mother doing a lot of things with. I don't want to go into it, but yeah, you do feel like
Like, medical
You're
stuff
not
is
doing
kind
enough.
of a horror.
You're not
Yeah.
doing enough. And also, like, with A$AP Rocky, the next morning at the breakfast, and he tries to do the trick to give a cookie.
Yeah.
And that's ordinarily something that might make a child feel excited.
Mhm.
But she's like...
You should take it. She's never gonna eat it.
Well, meals
Yeah,
are
that's
so
not work.
fraught for her.
Yeah. Like, I haven't been there in the sense with motherhood, but I've done a lot of caregiving in my time, and I can totally relate to what she was going through. You can play the tape in your head and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then people come to visit you and make all these suggestions, and it's like, yeah, I've
Yeah.
thought of this before. You know, I'm here 24/7, 365.
Right. Oh, like,
You
I
come here
never...
for a week.
Exactly. Like, I never thought to get a good night's sleep, that kind of thing. When people are like, get a good night's sleep to
They
someone
have so many
who's already
ideas for
having
you.
trouble sleeping, it's like the worst thing they can say to you. You know, I get it, because sleep is probably the thing you need, but when someone's like, that's the thing you need, and you're already having trouble doing it, it makes it even more impossible, in my experience. And then, yeah, the whole meal thing is so hard. Like, it makes sense to me that she'd shove food in her mouth when no one's looking, because it's like, sitting down at a table with her child is the trauma. Like, it's the reason that she had to do the tube. I'm really grateful that they don't actually show much of the actual procedure. Like, they definitely show you enough where it's horrible.
Mom, hold her down. You're here to help us. Come on.
And like, why she had to be so involved in it is beyond me. And then they're like, Mom, hold her down, which to me is so triggering when people call someone mom instead of asking their name, or just even not saying, you don't have to call me anything. I know you're talking to me. There are a number of times when mom is weaponized at her, or like perceived weaponized. I definitely think the guy who rear ends her is like, he's like, Mom, take it easy.
Mom. He's like trying to disarm her.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky there's no damage. We don't have to exchange information.
What? My kid is in that car. You hear her crying, huh? You scared her to death, you dick.
Hey, Mom, it was barely just a tap.
Don't fucking call me mommy. She thought we were gonna die. Don't fuck with me about my child's safety.
And then A$AP Rocky is actually not trying to be, like, you can tell he's not trying to weaponize it, but she's so triggered anyway that she still takes it that way.
Why are you looking at me? What? What do you want?
I don't want you just sitting outside and by yourself. Some creep might walk past or something.
What creep?
How the fuck do I know, lady? It's creeps all over this
Don't call me
place.
lady.
My bad, miss.
Don't call me miss. Don't.
Ma'am. Proud.
Yeah.
Slag.
Oh my god.
Your thottiness.
And then he goes through a list. He's like kind of joking. Like, there's a bunch of times where you can tell he's kind of joking with her, and she just can't go there with him. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Or like when he comes upon her when she's smoking weed and he's being nice to her.
Name's Jamie, by the way. Got a light?
Not interested.
In what?
I need to be alone.
Who is? How?
I just totally related to her being already embarrassed. Like, this guy seemingly doesn't have any troubles, and he looks at me like I'm this thing and I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And she just is like, I want to be alone. She just feels so much shame, and she doesn't want to see it reflected back on her, and she just assumes that it will be. I don't know. I just like really understood where she was. Even though I haven't had this exact scenario, like, I've definitely been in these self-perpetuating shame spirals with medical shit with your kid, and it is, like, so hard not to blame yourself. And maybe it is your fault, but it's, like, it still doesn't help. Even if it is, you know? It doesn't help to blame yourself. I don't know.
And in fact, it hinders it, you know, because she is so hung up on blaming herself for this. You know, she's very hung up on, like, we have to remove the tube, because to her, that's a reflection of her own failure. To the extent that it's harmful. I mean, it's like, keep the feeding tube as long as the child needs it. And, you know, to be like, well, it's a badge of my failure.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I realized, like, that at home, they have, like, a wall between them. So it's probably a totally different thing to have the machine going all night at home and having a distance and then having it be literally right next to you all night. How could you not have nightmares and all of these things?
Right. Yeah. And also it's meaningful that they almost never show the kid, but then they're like, oh, you two look like you could be twins. Yeah, everybody says that, you know.
Wow. You guys look just like twins. Anybody ever tell you that?
No, you're the first person to notice and or say that.
Everyone says that.
She's also obviously like projecting
right.
like, her own
Yeah.
self.
Oh my god, totally.
I like her description of time. Because the therapist is like, what is time to you?
Yeah.
And it's the visual of like the galaxies and it's just zooming out further and further.
Time is a series of things to get through. Each goal is a cliff. There's nothing at the end of it. But then it comes and there's just another cliff.
Like, that's just like the ultimate
Time is a
depression
series of
spiral.
things to get through. Each
Yeah.
goal is a cliff. There's nothing at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then it starts over.
Right.
And, yeah, been there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so hard to turn that around when you're at that point.
In the doctor's office, she's looking at this. It looks like maybe her child's body outline.
Yeah.
And it's got all this shit taped to it. And then, like, near the feeding tube thing, it says, help, help.
Yeah.
In huge capital letters. And this whole thing is horrific. Thinking of the flashback of holding the child down and blood-curdling screams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to not... I mean, I kind of get where...
And like
her
telling
perspective is
her child she's doing good. You know, she's like, you're doing so good, while her child's screaming and kicking her legs. And it's like, you have to say those things.
Right. I
but
mean, that's also very similar to childbirth when you're they're like, you're doing great.
Like, I feel horrible.
Right.
I didn't even know her name was Linda until I looked on IMDb. Like,
Yeah. I think Conan says it.
But it's like, mommy is stretchy or
Right,
something. You know,
she's
mommy's
petty, yeah.
stretchable.
Mommy is stretchable. Daddy's hard. You can't move him. He gets mad and that's it. Mommy gets mad too, but she's more like putty. And she gets sad too. That's when it's the most stretch.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And then she's like, I'm not sad. Dr. Spring says, you seem sad now. And then perception is reality. You know that.
I'm not stretchable. I'm not petty.
That's her experience of you.
That isn't true. I try very hard to be in control of her and everything, but may as well not even be there at all.
Well, perception is reality, so...
Also, I don't get sad.
You seem sad right now.
You do seem sad right now.
We're here to talk about how to get you better. All we do is talk about me.
But it seems like
I hate it when
she's
people
just
say
saying,
that.
like, her perception is reality, your perception is not. Like, I know that that's not what she was saying, but I just understand feeling like, well, why is what she's saying right and what I'm saying wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's each of their reality. Like,
Yeah.
her child's perception is her child's reality.
Yeah. And then the room, like, I was really noticing the room of the support group and all the things around it. And again, it's like, is this what she's projecting onto it? There's this chart or poster and it just says the spiral of shame, and it's just a big spiral and it says shame in the middle, and it's like, how is that helping anything? And it might have had more words on it, but that's just all she sees. Or the cake says it's not your fault, but then on the board it just says shame and blame, and it just feels like we're here to talk about, and then all she sees is like shame and blame. And it's pretty significant. It's all mothers at the table.
Yeah.
She has a job also.
Yeah.
Right.
So I kind of wondered what the mix was there
Yeah.
in the group. I don't know how people do it.
I know. And it does seem like you should take time off if you are in a position like that where like other people's well-being relies on you, but also maybe you can't, you know, maybe you don't have the financial ability to do that, or you feel like you can't. I feel like that all speaks to American healthcare, and it's like you have to do all these things, but also we're not going to help you manage your life in other ways. Like, she's probably actively harming her patients by, like, continuing to practice, but she doesn't see any other option.
Dear Diary, my teen angst bullshit has a body count.
Just shut up. Hot Probs is on.
Oh shit, yeah.
Does anybody have any hot probs?
Not really.
Not really, no.
I just have sort of contextual, well, there's, again, it's all perception or whatever, but I just remember when she's walking away with the baby monitor. There was one time I was at a hotel with a baby monitor, and I was like, I wonder how far I can go, and it was like, barely out the door. It was like, oh, why do I even need this? I can't leave. So I was like, she either has the best baby monitor ever, or it's not working the way it seemed. And we did talk about, like, her being shitty to ASAP Rocky, but I thought it was because she was embarrassed.
Well, she feels so responsible for the stuff with her kid, but then, like, doesn't seem to feel very responsible for his, like, major injury that she just laughed and was like, oh, well, I called an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
I know.
Thanks for checking on me.
Oh, you would not believe the day I had.
After you just left me all alone, abandoned in your spooky ass apartment with my bones sticking out my leg.
I called you an
No
ambulance.
big deal.
What else did you expect me to do?
really painful.
I had to get back here to my kid.
Oh, mother of the fucking year, I almost forgot.
He is actually someone who I think is trying to be helpful, you know.
Yeah,
He's like,
he is.
It's like, I
Yeah.
mean, he sees, like, this is a big hole.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who can do it. He's probably the only one that, like, validates, you know. But it's, like, funny because, like, he sees everything, like, pretty accurately, you know.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I don't leave my daughter alone. He's like, you leave her alone all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And he's not even especially judgmental. I feel like he's just, like, an observer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
He lives in that hotel or works there or both. I feel like someone who has like a lower income situation definitely understands when parents have to leave to do things. You're right. He sees like more of her struggle than anybody. I don't know. I guess for some reason, like the validation from him is it's not where she wants it from.
Right.
She wants it from her therapist and she wants it from her husband. And her husband doesn't have enough information to give it to her. And then her therapist is like obviously done with her. Like it hadn't occurred to me before that she was seeing him every day.
Right. And also emailing him her dreams, you know, like,
and
need some boundaries.
yeah, and again, he's like, I don't answer my clients' dream emails, and she's like, why not? And then her client starts telling a dream, and she's just like, okay, you know, like, literally everything that she tries to do with him is like something that she tells her patient they shouldn't do. So it's like he isn't being helpful, he's being a bad therapist, but it's also very plausible that he like has decided he can't help her and is like, how can I back away from this?
Right.
Not easily because she literally works down the hall from me.
Yeah, he's so unfeeling. That thing you said about the rats, the lab, was just really, he's like, their brains were all fine.
That was to me, again, like it might have just been the way she heard it, but that encompassed a sort of annoying pseudo-advice that people sometimes give about, like, rodents are resilient, but in his story, they got beheaded. Right?
I didn't really get the point of his story.
Yeah, and I hear that kind of thing. You know, it is the same kind of, like, God doesn't give you more than you can handle, or, you know, these sorts of things where, well, you'll get through it, and when you feel like you're struggling, that's, like, the least helpful thing someone can say to you.
Right, yeah. The thing with, like, their brains were all fine was just, like...
Yeah, when you peeled the skin back from them.
Right. Nothing was wrong. Yeah.
We take the rats and we drop them in this guillotine thingy, peel the skin back, and then look at their brains under a microscope. The rats would claw, bite you. The rats would just attach themselves to the glove. I was always worried that the rat would get hurt, but their brains were always fine. We looked under the microscope. Rodents are resilient creatures.
She's trying to be like, oh, that's interesting, you know, and like really like open. He's just so disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He listens to her, but it seems like she's hoping for something else as far as like guidance or, I don't know.
And then
Some kind of validation of
Yeah.
her feelings, but she doesn't get that. But she's still trying.
Yeah.
Right. To me, one of the most illuminating things about her is like when she tells the story of having an abortion when they first got together.
I never tell anyone this. It was when Charles and I were first dating, and I got an abortion right away. Like, I took a pregnancy test and then just went to a random clinic the next day. And for some reason, I didn't realize how badly it would hurt, but it really did. I'd have a kid in college by now if I hadn't done that. Maybe I got rid of the wrong one.
For me, what I got out of that was like, I didn't have a baby then because we weren't ready, and then I waited till I was ready. So for her, internally, it's putting an extra pressure on it because now you should be nailing this because you did it when you had the tools or the capacity to be a good parent, and now you're failing. So what does that mean? Maybe you're just bad.
Yeah.
It's sad how much she has internalized everything that happens with her child as a reflection of her.
Yeah. Because no one tells, or at least there's just not a lot of discourse for women about what to do when it's hard, or like that it's okay that it's hard.
Well, there
like,
is a cake that says it's not your fault.
I know. Exactly. I think that there's sort of an implied societal pressure that if you're not feeling moony about your child every second, then you're a bad mom or you're not meant to be a mom. You're supposed to always be like, well, I love my child, so it's worth it. It's all worth it because I love my child, and that's all I feel is my love for my child, and I never feel anything negative about it. But then it's like, if you do have any negative feelings about it, you must be a bad mom, you must not be meant to be a mom.
If you were happy every day of your life, you wouldn't be a human being, you'd be a game show host.
I remember feeling that way for sure with the newborn situation where it was supposed to be like, all of that pain and suffering was worth it because now you have this perfect little thing, and it's like, okay, well, I don't even know this person, you know? There's no space for complicated feelings for women, it seems like.
Yeah.
Which is why when I walked out of the theater seeing this the first time, I was just so elated. Like, I know people are like, this is stressful. For me, all I was feeling was relief that I could see this, like, unvarnished portrayal. I don't know. It just normalizes a little bit more, you know? Normalizing it isn't the same as condoning it, but it's just like, you're not gonna kill your kids. Like, there's a space in between murdering your children and not enjoying parenting for a while.
Yeah. This made me feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it's like. I feel like I can't really, like, I'm not a mother. I don't have a child.
And it is different, too. That's the thing. It's like, it's not gonna be exactly like that. And, like, my experience isn't exactly like hers, but there just are a wide variety of experiences you can have, and you literally don't know what you're gonna have until you have the kid.
I mean, that's, like, I wanted to have, like, 3 or 4, because I got started late and all the other things stopped it, too. But part of, like, what made me feel okay with stopping after 2, I got 2, like, such easy babies. I did have, like, a pretty easy time, like, the newborn stage. My kids were good sleepers. And I was just like, I cannot push my luck a third time, you know? Yeah. I'm like, I can't have, like, I don't know from sleep. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't know from sleep deprivation, and I don't want to start now. You know, I would have been, like, 40 having a third kid, you know? But also, I always worked with kids, and my sisters had kids before me. And so I definitely didn't have that feeling of like, you're going to be bonded, and visited both sisters when they had newborns. And like Kim, especially her first kid. Her first kid had days and nights mixed up when she was first born. So it was
wow.
Like, and, like, which is a thing that happens.
They were nocturnal.
You know? Yeah. My mom actually told her, because she said something like, I feel like I should be bonding. My mom's like, nobody's bonding at 2 a.m. You know, like, sometimes you just need like one word from someone. I had trouble getting pregnant the first time. I needed outside help, and sometimes I think there's like an extra pressure on people who went to so much effort, money, and time to even get a baby, and then it's like, okay, you know, when my preschoolers, the mom was definitely having a very hard time and was like very hard strung, and her kid had some issues. You know, her kid was kind of a high needs kid. I don't remember how this came up, but she had told me that this was an IVF baby, you know. And one time I just said to her, I just shared, you know, like, I also had outside help, and I feel like there's pressure on, you know, and I could just see, like, just hearing from someone, you know, it's okay. Even though you wanted it so much, it's still okay to say it's hard. I don't know why anybody is like pretending like, you know, having kids can be great, stuff can be good and also hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like ultimate type 2 fun.
Totally. It's so true. I know, I just feel like we need to normalize validating people's experiences. And then maybe offering solutions, but first validating. Like, that just, don't skip that step.
Have you ever seen that thing where people say, like, the concept of supermom is just so nobody has to help them?
Oh my god, I know. And even A$AP Rocky, the most helpful person in the thing, was like, it takes a village. And it's like, what fucking village?
Right. Yeah, she didn't have any friends in the movie.
No, I know. She didn't have any friends. I noticed that too. Like, maybe there's a reason for that, but it's like, yeah, that sucks. It sucks if you have, like, literally no one else to turn to. Like, the one person who is supposed to love you, you know, you can only connect with them by phone while they're on break, and the conversation's so fraught because when they're on break, like, you're jealous that you're not getting a break, and yeah, it's really good. I just loved seeing this level of struggle, and it's like, you know, a lot of the struggles are kind of mundane, but they feel life or death.
Yes, like finding a parking spot.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, that could be a total harm. Like, I had to go somewhere and park. To get there at a certain time.
Actually, there was something that was cut from, like, in the original script I read, it was like, every time she pulled into the parking lot, she would try to park, but there'd be these 2 giant cars that parked shitty, and there'd be one space, and she'd try to pull in, and then people would be honking at her, and then she'd give up. And I wish they kept that in, because I felt like that explained why she got to this anarchy where she was just like, I can't even try.
Yeah.
Because in the script, I think it happens like 3 times. She like tries to park and people park badly. And like, that's just such a reality. I'm like, these people were inconsiderate and now it's my problem and now I'm the asshole.
Right. There's so many times when she stick up for herself, but it's like not, I mean, like with that contractor, she speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't understand your
Spanish.
words.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Yeah, I think she just assumed he was Spanish.
She's not
because
being
he
great
had
in
that.
that call.
Oh.
I know. But again, it was really funny because she was like, well, when are you going to be done grieving your mother? Which I would never obviously ever say, but there was one time when we had a flood in our bathroom. There was like no toilet, no sink, and it was like the worst possible time. And then the contractor was like, I had a death in my family, I'll be in touch. And we're like, okay. And it was like 10 days before we heard from him, and it was like a disaster in our bathroom. And it was after like a really bad, like class 4 or something, because it was the toilet. Like, it was really bad.
Well, yeah, I guess I missed that. I didn't realize that guy wasn't, I don't know.
Well, I love that they don't like really over-explain anything. It's just, you're just kind of dropped into these vignettes and you infer things, and it really assumes that the audience will pay attention. And also, like, it's Lynchian in that way, where it's like, if you really want to decode it, you can. It's all there. But if you just want to experience the vibe, you can also do that.
You're right.
I love that. I love those long periods of just zooming into the hole with the lights and the sound. And there's no music. That's another thing. There's no score. All the music is like music they're listening to, or it's diegetic music, or the soundscape of the beeping or the things going on in her head. I feel like that heightens the horror in a really natural way, where like the horror score sometimes tells you what to feel, but all this does is just like present you with it, then you interpret it.
Next call.
I forget who I was just talking to about this, but like how like modern cinema sometimes is catering to people who think depiction means endorsement, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there's some more modern movies where you feel like the director is letting, okay, this is bad.
Yes.
You know? I really appreciate the like, here it is. And you can interpret it. Like, I trust you.
That's so true. That's just more of like a 70s thing. We stopped doing that so long ago. I don't know why. That was another thing that Mary Bronstein said that I loved so much in an interview. She was just like, I'm fine when people don't like my movie. She's like, you shouldn't make movies for everyone, because if you're making movies for everyone, you're making movies for no one. And I thought that was very astute, and I love that. Editor's note. Another quote from that Vogue interview with Mary Bronstein from 2025. The question isn't whether you like it, but how it makes you feel. If it made you uncomfortable, why? Why is discomfort so threatening? It's a movie. It's not going to hurt you. Why is that feeling so intolerable? Why does this behavior unsettle you? Why does it provoke anger instead of curiosity or empathy? That's what art does. It reflects you back at yourself. What you see on screen ultimately is you. I love that everybody sitting in the theater is coming with their own life and what happened to them that day, and even what happened to them 5 minutes before. I love to hear people's interpretations, even if they're totally different than mine. Unquote. I want more filmmakers to be that way.
Making yeast and assuming everyone's gonna like that.
I know.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I did too.
Yeah, well, the extreme always seems to make an impression.
Editor's note. Another quote from that Vogue interview with Mary Bronstein from 2025. I remember a very hostile reaction to the premiere of Yeast at South by Southwest in 2008. I was in the front row, and men were sitting there with their arms crossed, staring at me, clearly mad. I don't know exactly what was on their minds, but if I had to guess, the feeling I got was, how dare you? How dare you interlope? And how dare you make this film? It felt like a challenge to their authority, like somehow my work was better than theirs. Instead of revving me up, it made me feel unwelcome. I retreated. You don't want me here, so I won't be here. Looking back now, I don't regret any of that time away from filmmaking, because that's why I was able to make If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, because I lived through some tough experiences and had something to say. One night, sitting on the bathroom floor with the lights on, the one place I could go after she fell asleep, it hit me. I'm an artist. I am a filmmaker. I am a storyteller. I'd been running, not exactly away, but avoiding that feeling. I didn't like the way it felt when Yeast premiered and people didn't get it. I interpreted that as meaning there was no place for me. But then I decided, fuck it. I'm going to make a place for myself. That's exactly how I began writing this film. Literally in that bathroom, literally from that emotional place. Unquote. Oh, I love the song, the Harry Nilsson song, Think of All Your Troubles. Because there are a couple moments where they're like kind of bonding and having fun.
You can take your teardrops and drop them in a teacup, take them down to the riverside, and throw my release side to be swept up by a current and taken to the ocean, be swallowed by fishes who are eaten by some fishes and swallowed by a river so old you decompose.
My second child didn't sleep through the night for the first year of his life. So therefore I did not sleep through the night for a year. I got into a car accident at one point and was told like, oh yeah, driving on no sleep is basically like drunk driving. And I was like, fuck, what do I, like, what do I do about that? And he wasn't even like crying all night. That was the funny thing, because my first baby was colicky. My second baby just didn't sleep. But he was also just like, he would be yelling. He'd be like, hey, hang out with me. Come on, let's hang out. He would just look at me and I'd look at him and I'd be like, come on, can we please sleep? But like when he would fall asleep, it would usually be, if I could find a way to be super chill, and a way to do that for me was sing soothing songs. And then he really liked that. Mm-hmm. And even today, actually, that child and I love to bond over music, and we talk about music when we're driving around, and he's a really musical child. So I love that even though things are so fraught, you can still use music to connect with people and children. And it's such a great song, because it kind of sounds like a kid's song, but it's also kind of dark.
Yeah.
And then I also just want to thank Harry Nilsson in general for obviously keeping his music affordable, because there's Harry Nilsson songs in so many movies, and I think the only reason, well, not the only reason, but I think it's because it must be affordable. And he did write so many good songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about, if I had a kid, how do you have a piece of your heart, like, just walking around, and how can them being in pain or hurt not be so acute all the time?
Yeah, it's really hard. And it just must have gotten so dangerous for the kid to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what's so scary.
Yeah, like, just the powerlessness of not being able to help or affect change.
So I have a kid who won't eat most food, but there are foods that he will eat. So it's like, at least there's always something I could offer him that he would eat.
Yeah.
It's just such an extra level of nightmare when it's like, no, nothing is going to be right. Like, when she's telling her dad at the end, like, I'm better, but I'm still not going to eat anything because food is weird and squishy. It's like, what do you do with that?
Look, no tube. The tube is garbage now. I can go back to school. But Daddy, I still don't want to eat food because it's too
Fuck. I've already started underlining meaningful passages in her copy of Moby Dick, if you know what I mean.
So the child's begging for this hamster, and then they get the hamster, and it's horrible. And also I learned that all the effects are practical effects, which I'm so into that. But this was a series of puppets, like, every face is a different puppet. And there were literally people in the car putting their hands up while they were filming. That's so cool. So cute. But yeah, so then she's like, I hate my hamster. He's supposed to love me. And that's like so relatable.
I love him. I'm going to kiss him. And I'm going to hug him.
A kid putting all their hopes and dreams into this one thing that they want, and then they get it and they're like completely disappointed.
He's scratching me. He's supposed to love me.
Close the box.
I can't. Mommy, he's getting out.
I mean, that's a bad hamster.
Yeah, it is.
That was a terrifying hamster. And like, I mean, I was so stressed. Like, she's at the wheel trying to mess with that box.
And hamsters aren't great pets because most of them don't like humans.
Right. Like, they're total escape artists, which they should tell you in the store.
Yes.
You know, like, as they come with these habitats that are like, here's like 7 ways to escape. And they're nocturnal. Both of those things
Yeah.
they should tell you when you get a hamster.
Yes, which was actually, that was the thing in real life that Mary Bronstein said. Actually, we kept the hamster for about a year, and the hamster would sleep all day, and then all night long it would be running on this wheel, and we couldn't sleep. And you can't change that about them.
We had a hamster that spent the first night upstairs in the same level as everyone's bedrooms. Oh, these are nocturnal? Okay, this is going in the basement.
Yeah. But if you live in an apartment or a hotel room or whatever,
that's not the time to get a hamster.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote down, do you want to switch places, that her husband says, because that's the kind of thing that's not helpful to say when it's obviously not a real
Not an
serious
option.
offer.
That must be nice, huh? Doing things for yourself. What's that like?
Hey, you want to switch places? You don't know what I'm dealing with here. All right, I'll go sit on my ass all day in therapy. I'm sorry. I mean, sit on my butt, listening to people whine, and you can captain this stupid boat, okay?
I love where she wakes up on the couch and she sees this movie and she's like trying to find. She's like,
What is movie? Babies, zombies, 80s, mothers, eating babies.
Here's what I found.
And then the
that
AI,
was so like real.
the AI comes back with something completely unhelpful.
Yeah, with like a lady who like ate her baby or something.
It's the Lindy
the
Chamberlain.
cry in the dark.
It
yeah.
says,
A court has reopened into a 9-week-old baby really was taken and killed by a dingo. 24 years after Meryl Streep portrayed the Australian mother wrongly jailed for killing her child.
That's the dingo eater.
which actually, a dingo really did eat her baby, but she was accused of murdering her baby.
It's fucked up that became like a punchline. It's like, this is literally what happened.
Yeah, I think it was a really long time before she was believed about that. It's just like such a good example of this insane misogyny of like, you were camping in the Australian desert and it's crawling with things that want to kill babies. Why would you be like, she killed her baby? Why would you go there first? Like, the worst thing she could imagine happened to her. And then they were like, you did that, that's your fault, and you're in jail for it. Until we find the baby's bones years later. We're not even looking. Editor's note. Not to get too into the weeds about Lindy Chamberlain, but the details of her prosecution show such an egregious, misogynist-based miscarriage of justice that I feel an overview is important for context. This information was pulled and summarized from famoustrials.com. In August 1980, the Chamberlains were camping near Ayers Rock in the Australian outback with their 3 children, including 10-week-old Azaria and some other adult friends. Other eyewitnesses at the campground at that time observed dingoes coming very close to people and stealing food. Another camper reported hearing Lindy cry, "The dingoes got my baby," just 5 to 10 minutes after she heard a growl, low and deep, outside her own tent. Earlier that day, she had been forced to shoo off a dingo that had grabbed her 12-year-old daughter by the sleeve and pulled. Frank Morris was the first investigator to arrive at the scene after Azaria's disappearance. He shined a light across the floor of the Chamberlain's tent, where he saw blood on one of the rugs. He also observed paw prints leading away from the tent entrance, but they faded as they hit a road. During the trial, more than 24 defense witnesses took the stand. Several testified as to the Chamberlains' fine character and their grief over the loss of their daughter. Other witnesses told either of their own frightening encounters with Ayers Rock dingoes, or testified in general about the aggressiveness of the region's wild dogs. In addition, 8 defense forensic experts would attack the dubious tests or conclusions to the prosecution's experts on subjects ranging from clothing fibers to blood evidence. Near the end of his long cross-examination of Lindy, the prosecutor began asking quote-unquote questions that were really statements for the jury. Quote, "Mrs. Chamberlain, may I respectfully suggest to you that the whole dingo story is mere fantasy," unquote. During the trial, reporters frequently observed that the Chamberlains' demeanor didn't match what they would expect from a couple that had just tragically lost a child. A jury of 9 men and 3 women came to believe the prosecutor's narrative, which he called a calculated and fanciful lie, and convicted Lindy Chamberlain for the murder of her 10-week-old daughter. 3 years later, Lindy was still in prison when police accidentally stumbled across the evidence that would ultimately exonerate her. An English hiker named David Brett fell off Ayers Rock during an evening climb and died. 8 days after his accident, his body was discovered below the bluff where he had lost his footing, in an area full of dingo lairs. As police scoured the area looking for missing bones that might have been carried off by dingoes, they discovered a jacket that belonged to a baby. It was Azaria's missing jacket. In February 1986, Lindy was finally released from prison. I mean, it was just like a quick thing, but I was like, that's a very meaningful little reference to put in there.
I like that she put a clip of Donahue in there.
I know.
You know, it's like
that's pretty anachronistic.
I know. I was like,
Where
that
is she
was
watching Donahue.
Yeah, admonishing some woman.
But I wonder if you had been raised the way your mother had been raised. I mean, she had a father who just took off, didn't come home. Then another man entered her mother's life, and she became attached to him, and he bailed out.
I know what you're saying. I did have that family. Very similar.
But, okay, well, my question is, if you had been raised as your mother had been raised, do you think you probably would have knocked your kids around too?
It was like about the cycles of abuse, like mothers passing trauma on to children in perpetuity. Which, like, that's not an unreal thing, but I could see how it wouldn't be helpful to have Donahue say that to you when you're feeling vulnerable. Oh, I was down about the daughter when she gets home and she's like, I don't have to go to the bathroom, and then she's in the bathroom and she's like, I didn't notice the floor was covered in water because I had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Right.
Like, that's just such a realistic kid trajectory.
Yeah, totally. I don't have to go, and then it's like I practically wet my pants.
And I didn't notice that I was trumping through like 2 inches of water on the floor.
Aesop, or I don't know what his...
James,
yeah.
James, right?
Jamie, right.
I wrote down, I'm a concerned citizen. I mean, it takes a village,
Yeah.
right? I like that was pretty good.
I can't get in a car and leave my daughter alone in the middle of the night.
You leave your daughter alone all the time.
No, I don't. That's just if I go in the field.
I literally seen you leave your daughter alone myself with my own 2 eyes. What's the
What are
problem this
you?
time?
You stalking me or something?
Concerned citizen. I mean, takes a village, right?
Which are also 2 different sentiments, really. Because, like, concerned citizen is kind of what you get most of the time, is people being like, what are you doing? Like, my first baby would kick socks off all the time. We would lose socks, and within minutes, someone would be like, your baby's not wearing socks. And I'd be like, he literally refuses. What do I do? Or 2 things that her husband said. You gotta know how to talk to these guys.
Right.
What? You just gotta know how to talk to these guys, that's all.
You just should be like a naval captain.
Why don't you just show up in your literal authoritative uniform? And it is just so true. You gotta know how to be a man, basically. Because there are a bunch of things like that. Where her client is like, this is my time. He literally says, you're mine right now, or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he won't leave until Conan's like, you gotta leave.
Yeah.
This is my time. She's mine right now. You can't make me wait. Okay?
This is an emergency situation. You can either wait in my office or you need to leave the building entirely.
You have a baby? That means you guys have a baby together?
Okay, this situation does not concern you, okay? Make a choice.
Okay, I'll be in your office, but I won't wait that long.
And it sucks to feel it. It's like, it is more effective when men do that sort of thing for you sometimes, but also it feels terrible when they do that. Because it's like, why couldn't you just listen to me when I said it?
It's wild that, like, the dad of Riley, the baby, acts like it's not his problem at all. It's
Oh
like,
my God,
I'm at
that
work.
guy's
like,
horrible.
I'm also at work, right?
Yeah.
Everything he says, he's like...
He doesn't even know his wife is in therapy.
And I think that we can see why.
Right.
And then he's like, she's probably by a vending machine.
Listen to me. I'm at work right now. I am at work right now. That's why she's supposed to be taking care of the fucking baby, so I can work. Okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna text you my address. I'm in Amagansett. You can drop the baby off anytime before 6, okay?
Well, I can't do that, and I am actually very concerned about your wife. This is an emergency.
You know, you've used that term twice now. This isn't my emergency. I'm not the one who lost my fucking wife.
He's so shitty.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm at work. Her husband's always saying that too. Like, I'm at work right now. And she's literally calling from work. And he's like, drive her to my work. And then the cop who's like, she'll probably come back with her tail between her legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was obsessed with protecting the baby. She wouldn't hurt the baby. And she didn't talk about suicide. She wouldn't abandon Riley.
She just did abandon him.
Right. Well, permanently. Forever.
It's more common than you think. Woman tries to run away from all the responsibilities, everybody gets all upset, and they come back with their tails between their legs.
He's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the way her husband is like suddenly so possessive over everything when finds out, like, he's so grateful for James, and then he's like, oh, you're not a babysitter. What are you doing in my room with my wife and my child? Like, suddenly everything's his. Like, this is my child, my hotel room. And he's, like, getting mad at him.
Just be the babysitter. Babysitter?
Thank you for,
Oh, hell no. Not a fucking babysitter, dude. Your daughter woke up and was crying, scared shitless. So I pounded on the fucking door till she finally opened it. I had to tell her I was a friend of your wife. It took me forever to get her to go to sleep.
Who the fuck
the
are
leg,
you?
man?
What the hell are you doing in my room?
Your room?
Yeah. This is my wife. That's my child. My room.
I just think it's pretty funny that James, like, doesn't cover for her.
I know.
It's like, obviously she has told him that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not covering for you. You left your kid alone.
Yeah. I wrote down, you left me alone in your spooky-ass apartment. It's really funny.
Thanks for checking on me.
Oh, you would not believe the day I had.
After you just left me all alone, abandoned in your spooky ass apartment with my bones sticking out my leg.
I called you an
No
ambulance.
big deal.
What else did you expect me to do?
Really painful.
I had to get back here to my kid.
Oh, mother of the fucking year, I almost forgot.
And then also, I like when he was like, fuck them crutches.
Why'd I give you any crutches?
Fuck them crutches.
Oh, yeah. They seem to have an open door policy for assholes, though, don't they?
I have a fun fact, which is that when she was writing The Therapist, Mary Bronstein said she wanted to write a therapist that was the exact opposite of Robin Williams and Good Will Hunting.
Oh, okay.
I really appreciate that.
That's funny.
She's like, therapists don't think about you when you leave their office. They don't go meet you places. Like,
Hi, it's Caroline. Caroline Prim, your patient. I'm sorry it's so late.
Is this an emergency? Because, if this is an emergency, you need to hang up and...
It's not an emergency. I forgot to call you yesterday.
and even though I have a really great therapist, that is true. And it's a good boundary that you should have, but it's just really funny how in movies, therapists become characters' best friends all the time.
Yeah.
Also, she said in an interview, I don't believe in establishing shots. I don't believe in exposition. I think that's great.
I think it's something to take care of for no reason.
I told you, it's a rodent. Just something to look after for no reason.
100%.
Yeah.
And especially at this time when she's already feeling so stretched and, you know, like when your kid's asking for something like that it's going to become your job, you know? Basically, you're like, please don't give me another task.
Right.
We definitely don't need this. But then she was so quick to bribe her kid, which, you know, of course, that's also indicative of... The husband was also waffling on the phone about it.
Mm.
Daddy, can I get a hamster?
I already told you, you're not getting a hamster.
Maybe when we get back to the apartment.
No. She's not getting a hamster.
Daddy,
She's
when
not
you
getting a
coming
hamster.
home?
Please don't ask again, and don't ask Daddy things I already say no to.
I need you to be with you. For Mama, okay? Please. You are my mom.
I'm going to look at hamsters today if you do it.
Look at them.
Okay, you won. Okay, just go. Okay, see, I love you.
Like, they definitely have really bad communication between each other in the parenting. And they do not have a unified front, which is, like, really so important.
Right.
But once you lose that, it's, like, impossible to get it back. She did say that Daddy's firm, but then you don't see that. Like, I think he is in some ways, but Daddy was definitely like, maybe we'll talk about it when I get back, which is literally not firm.
Yeah.
But then, like, sometimes I just need you to do this thing. Please, I'll bribe you. I'll give you anything. It just falls out of your mouth and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
What else does a suicide need, huh? Now, if you'll excuse me.
So this is what's called a lunchtime poll.
So the Lunchtime Poll is inspired by mainly the receptionist at the, at the hotel who refuses to sell her the wine when it's 1:58.
The law prohibits me from selling you this wine right now.
But it isn't even 2.
It's 1:58.
Right, but...
By the time I ring these up, it will be past 2.
It's like, really? You could have done it by now, but... And she's like, the law prohibits me from selling you wine right now. And she's so happy to do that. And everything she says is true, but it's like, come on. You know?
Right.
So, what is a time when someone seemed to be especially relishing enforcing the rules specifically toward you?
I can go first. I was in my 20s and living back in Florida. I worked for the College of Public Health at UF, and I worked for an epidemiologist on his kidney cancer research study. So I drove all over the state of Florida and southern Georgia to get qualitative data from cases and control subjects. And this one particular time, I was driving near Orlando, and there was this huge toll station, very busy, and it has multiple lanes. So I got rear-ended at the toll station. And so we would rent cars from Avis every time we go, and so I had to call it in. I think we were waiting on the highway patrol to come by to do a report or something, but we were waiting a long time, and I had to pee. There was an office there, and I was like, I had this car accident, I'm waiting for the patrol guy to come. Can I please use your bathroom? The woman said, this is a government building, and unless you're authorized, you can't come in. And I was like, okay. And then, like, I'm waiting a long time in the car, and it's hot and busy. And I had to pee so badly by this point that I went back, and I'm like, I know I can't. I really have to go to the bathroom. Like, I was almost crying. Like, please. She wouldn't let me in. She's like, Miss, you can't come in. And there was no bush to go behind. I just dropped my pants and peed. And there were all these cars. There was no time for dignity.
Yeah.
It was like, it was pretty humiliating, honestly, but you have to go, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of thought maybe this would be too sad to talk about, but I don't care.
Now, that makes me really angry. I mean, I definitely have a lot of feelings about bathroom gatekeeping. Shutting you down with no solutions when you obviously can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I had to pee in front of all these cars.
Yeah.
And, like, glad TikTok wasn't invented then.
Right.
You know, like
nobody had phones.
This lady peeing on the, or whatever.
And especially because men, it's just so much easier for them to do that. Like, just to turn their back and pee.
Yeah, and, like,
just
I had a freaking car accident. Our car was, like, banged in. It was just no sympathy.
Sucks. That's so frustrating. I can go next because I thought of something immediately in the middle of this. It was like my first time going out after having my second baby, the one that didn't sleep for a year, so it was still within that year of not sleeping. But there was a band I really liked, Lush. They were playing at the Showbox downtown. And I was still breastfeeding, so I wasn't really drinking. I was allowing myself one drink because there would be enough time to get through the show and get home and everything. We got there early so we could get a seat in the bar because I was still needing to sit down a lot. And the way the Showbox is that there's like 2 bars that are 21 plus, and then if it's an all ages show, which this was, there's no alcohol allowed on the floor, and there's like a hallway in between the 2 bars, a passageway. And we were sitting in the floor on the right, and the seat was okay, but my husband was like, oh, I can see like a really good seat on the other bar that's like right up by the stage. We'd just gotten our drinks. I was paying the bill. And he's like, I'll take my drink and I'll go over there. I'll go get that seat. And he does. He gets up. He walks across the hallway to the other bar with his drink, sits down at the bar. I finish paying. I get up with my drink. I start to walk out. And the security guard's like, hold on, ma'am. Of course, weaponizing ma'am, as they fucking love to do. And he's like, you cannot take a drink out of here. And I was like, I'm just going to the bar right over there. And he's like, absolutely not. You're not allowed to have any alcohol outside these, like, you know, that part's all ages. It's against the law for me to let you go across. When my husband had literally just walked past him holding a fucking drink. And I was very emotional. I'd just gotten this drink. I didn't want to chug it. I wanted to sip it and enjoy it. And I was like, okay, can you carry it across for me? And he's like, no, I'm not allowed to do that either. The law is for everyone. Like, he was just so fucking high on his horse about it. And I was just like, okay, fine. And I dropped my drink in the garbage and started to walk across because I was just like, fine, I'll just get another drink over there or whatever. Like, I just want to go join my husband. And a couple minutes later, another security guard came over to me and he said, that security guard said you threw a drink at him?
What?
And I was like, no, that's not what happened.
At the garbage, easy mistake.
And then I tried, and the garbage was even like, not, it was like, he was there, I was right next to him, and the garbage was on the other side of me. Like, there was no mistaking what happened. And he's like, well, he told me this, blah, blah, blah. And I started to try to explain what happened, but then I just started crying, which is never helpful. And I know, I fucking hate it. I hate it when I cry in front of people. There were just so many emotions and hormones and everything. And I just wanted to see this band. He was like about ready to kick me out for assaulting a security guard.
Oh my God. And
And then he's like, okay, come with me. And took me to the side. He's like, I'll let you calm down and explain. And again, when someone's like, I'll let you calm down, lady. And then I was able to calm down, and I told him the story as flatly as I could, exactly what happened. And he said, I believe you. That security guard is known for being kind of a misogynist asshole. Nobody here likes him.
Oh, wow.
He told me that I should kick you out, but I'm going to let you go back in. He's like, I'll escort you back to your seat where your husband is. And then he said, just keep your head down for the rest of the night.
Oh my God.
And at the time, I was like, thank you so much.
Right.
And then later I was like, oh my God, I wish I hadn't fucking thanked him for that. He was definitely much nicer than the other guy, but like, why should I fucking keep my head down? Like, what?
I mean, do you think he just meant to not get the other guy's attention? Like,
I don't know what he meant. I'm sure he meant it nicely.
Right.
Like, because he was trying to be nice to me, but I was just like...
no more out of you.
It just felt like, yeah, you really pushed it.
Right.
And then it was so hard to enjoy the rest of the show. I was just like trying to keep my head down, paranoid, like I'm gonna get kicked out, that guy's gonna see me. That security guard told me, he said you were being a fucking bitch to him. And I'm like...
Wow, that's professional.
Yeah, like just all of these...
A guy who worked there said that?
The security guard who took me aside said that the guy said I threw a drink at him and I was being a fucking bitch. That's what he's told the other guy. And that's why I needed to be kicked out of the show. And this is like right after doors. It's like so early. There was no need for any of this. Yeah, so that was like humiliating and also upsetting, and it ruined my night. And all that, Ben Burgess just had his own drink that he was able to carry across with no issue.
Yeah. I mean, security guards are just like wannabe cops, which is like, if you want to be a cop, like, that's bad.
Right.
So I just want to be on a power trip everywhere I go.
Yeah, who are they securing exactly?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure like once in a while security is helpful in some way. I mean, like you do kind of need stuff like that at a show.
Right, yeah.
Logan had a friend who got a concussion in a mosh pit in
Oh my
San
God.
Francisco.
Oh my
And
God.
security was on it and kicked out the person and got help for their friend. But that's like...
Yeah, it's a big liability.
Oh, remember the security people at the Megan Stalter thing?
They were amazing.
She was like so into bringing them in.
I do love the security of the Neptune has always been great. I've never had a single issue with anybody there. They're all really
That show
nice.
was so good.
That was.
Oh my God, she's so
She
good.
is so funny.
Please be on our podcast, Megan Stalter.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Oh, right, okay. I don't have a story. I didn't super vibe with this poll, partly because I just never think stuff is about me, you know, but definitely a story where this person did not need to use so much authority, in my opinion. As last summer, my mom was 86 years old and she needed to move to assisted living, and she was going from New Jersey to Virginia, so I flew out there and I drove her. And the thing is, like, me doing that was like a workaround for like, would she have to be medically transported because she was on oxygen, you know, and she had this portable tank that was like max 6 hours, and it's like a 4-hour drive. She was so anxious about it. My mom was in general high strung, and then obviously this was like, she had bought a backup, so she had 2 portable oxygen tanks that each had a 6-hour battery life. But then also you could plug it in the car, so it was charging the whole time. You know, when someone is like very anxious, like you need to have all those things in place for them. Like, okay, there is no way that this is going to run out. Right.
Yeah.
So it was all good. But the one thing that was strange, it was like at home just on like a huge tank that was not portable, but always had a smaller portable one that she would take to appointments or anytime she had to leave the house, and then bought an extra one for this trip. And then for some reason, she used the new one on the trip, which I was like, why are you doing that? Use the one, I mean, they were the same. But also because she's so high anxiety, it's like, why are you doing a new element?
Tempting fate.
Right. But anyway, so we drive all the way, totally uneventful drive, everything's fine, and then we're maybe 20 minutes from where we're going, and she starts getting like so anxious and fiddling with the dials, and she's like, what's that noise? What's that noise it's making? I don't hear a noise. I mean, it's been making the same noise the whole time where I'm from, right? I don't think it's working. I'm like, do you want me to pull over? Do you want me to switch? No, just keep going because we're almost there, right? But she's freaking out so hard. I'm like, okay, well, is it working? Are you still getting oxygen? Are you having trouble breathing? And she starts coughing, but it's also not clear. Is she just getting herself super worked up because she's so high anxiety? Or is it really like she's now not getting oxygen because she's like coughing and having trouble? So I'm a little bit like, why don't we pull over and switch to the other one? No, we're almost there, you know. So then this is like such bullshit. You know how sometimes you get to a place where it's like, okay, this is basically a police fundraiser because it's like, we're on a small highway that's like speed limit is 50. And then you come around a bend and it's like still exactly the same, like this 2-lane highway each way. But all of a sudden, oh, now it's 25 and a school zone. And you come around the corner. But this other thing, though, is like I had navigation on. The whole time this thing is telling me when there's cops, you know? And it's like, still there, yes, thanks for helping. Why didn't it tell me there was a cop, right? You come around the corner, suddenly it's 25 school zone, and there's a cop there. Like, fuck. And I see her in my rear view turning around. But I'm also like, then I will pull over and we'll switch oxygen. I'm fully assuming that when the cop comes to the window, I'm going to explain the situation. It's going to be like, go on your way. Would you like an escort? You know, I assume, like, this is how I assume these interactions will go. And this is just because my own experience with this kind of thing. Like, if this had been a man cop, it would have gone totally differently. Because, you know, whatever. So the cop comes, and I'm playing it up. Like, I'm not, like, really that worked up about it. But, like, you know, I kind of played it up for this situation, you know? Like, I'm sorry. I'm just, like, I'm so frazzled because, you know, my mom is, like, having trouble breathing. Or we're not sure if her oxygen tank is working. I'm playing it up, but my mom is literally, like, having trouble breathing, whether it's psychological or physical, but she's old on an oxygen tank. And I say all this, and the cop is like, okay, just sit tight with that. I'm going to go run your license. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Seriously? Okay, I'll just sit tight with that.
with the not being able to breathe.
She might stop breathing, like, whatever.
God.
Yeah. And it was the regular thing where the cop is gone forever. But the upside was because of that, then it's like, okay, let's switch to the other oxygen, you know? And then she was fine. And the cop, like, took forever to come back. And then she comes, she's like, okay, so to be fair-ish, like, I was probably going 50 in, like, a 25.
Yeah.
But whatever. She's like, okay, I'm not going to give you a violation for the speeding. And I'm not going to give you a violation for the school zone thing. Like, she was trying to hammer, like, how bad I was, you know?
Right.
And she's like, I'm just going to give you a sort of general citation for, like, not being a great driver or something, you know? I mean, I don't remember what it was, like, the actual citation, but it was just sort of, like, a general, like... tisk finger wag.
Oh my God.
You know? And then like sent us on her way. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she could have just
right.
said that to begin with.
She could have just been like, okay, slow it down. You know, I've definitely had situations like that where you get pulled over and you sort of explain yourself and the cop's just like, okay, slow it down.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
Run along. You know? And I was like, seriously?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
With cops, it's like, you do have to just put on a little performance and just hope you can appeal to, like, some shred of humanity within them.
Oh my God. I actually had, like, such a, like, good experience with that one time where the cop was definitely like, I totally regret pulling this person over. It's like I was speeding and I was, like, driving to work. This was, like, a million years ago. And then he's like, license and registration. And it's like, okay, whoops, my license had expired like 3 months ago and I didn't read. And then it was like a whole thing where he was like, I don't know what to do because apparently, as I learned, there's not a charge for like driving on an expired license. It's just like, you don't have a license.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
really?
There's not like some grace period or anything. Or if there was, I was way past it. He was definitely like, I don't really know what to do because I can't let you drive away because you're driving without a license, you know, and... He also was saying like all the possible ways that's a ticket, but he wasn't like being an ass about it. He was definitely like, you were just speeding, I just wanted to give you a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
You know?
And now it's so much worse.
And I turned on the waterworks. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I work full time. I was so busy today. I heard a new person that she's so bad and I had to do everything at work, you know. And he was like, okay. He's like, people work full time and they still renew their license. And then he was gone forever. You know, he was a little bit like, I gotta figure out what to do about this situation, you know, because this was in the 90s. Like, this was before Uber, like even cell phones. And I was like kind of in the middle of nowhere-ish, you know. It wasn't a place where I could leave my car or get to the DMV from there and go renew my license and come back, you know. And so then he was gone for a long time and he came back. Okay, promise me you will go renew your license.
Oh, wow.
In the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow up. So it was a little bit like, I will let you drive away if I'm not supposed to. This is much more trouble than it's worth, but promise, and I'll follow up, and you don't want to hear from me again. I'm like, yeah, promise. And I went straight from there. Like, I called my boss. I'm like, I'm going to be late. But yeah, it was.
Yeah. Because I think the only other option would have been to arrest you. Maybe? Or
I mean, I think he could have arrested me, or he could have been like, leave your car and walk somewhere. You know what I mean? I think it was just like, you could call someone to come get you, or I think he could have not arrested me. I think he could have given me a ticket for driving without a license, but it was the part about he couldn't let me get in the car and drive away. You know, so it was like, okay.
Oh my God. So, I think cops should have to give you rides places.
But then, like, what's he gonna do? Like, give me a ride to the DMV and then wait around for me to renew it and then bring me back to my car?
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Did not want to do any of that.
That would be protecting and
I think
serving.
he made the right choice. That's an example where it's like cops or anyone in authority is like to the letter of the law, and it's like, all right, I'm going to use my own judgment.
Exactly.
You know, because it's not like I'm on the lam or something, you know. It was like, I can assess the situation. This person isn't like a danger to society in some way. It's like, okay, go take care of this. It's just paperwork, you know.
Yeah, totally. I guess, that's like basically the essence of the whole poll. It's like, they could have just read the situation and been like, okay, I get that this is a special case, and instead they were like, nope.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do remember the last thing when I was about to drive away. He's like, you would have been a good ticket.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
How very.
All right, well, are there any closing remarks about If I Had Legs, other than we should have Mary Bronstein?
Yes, I hope she would come here. I would love to watch Yeast and her short film and then this again with her. She seems so cool.
Or even just talk about a movie that she likes.
Yeah.
Because obviously she loves movies. Is very educated.
She must have like so much good Hollywood gossip too.
Oh my God, I'm sure. We'd have to probably Jane all of it, but. If you enjoyed this episode of Paid in Puke, please take a minute to give us 5 stars on your preferred podcast app, such as Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon. If you did not enjoy this podcast, no further action is necessary. Follow us on Blue Sky at Paid in Puke Pod, on Instagram at Paid in Puke Seattle, and on YouTube at Paid in Puke Podcast. Paid in Puke is hosted by Amy Green, Jessica Baxter, and Christina Barr. Music by Silent Partner and Jessica Baxter. Produced and edited by Divine Betty Media. Thank you for listening. You're beautiful.
Lick it up, baby. Lick it